How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be working with a brand new Hyundai Palisade with a crease going right down the quarter panel. You can see we already have it measured out, 7-inch crease, medium depth. We have it priced around $800. What we're going to do today is demonstrate glue pulling. The reason we want to glue pull this crease is a lot of times with creases, especially this deep, when you put a tool on it, it's very hard to overlap your pushes perfectly. So what happens is when you go to cross check, you have tons of little highs and lows. So the plan on this repair is to take these black plate crease tabs, start on one side of the repair, and slowly work it up like a wave. We're hoping that we can get it close to neutral before we put a tool on it. That's going to help a lot of time with the cleanup and give us a cleaner repair. All right, let's get to work. As you can see right now, I'm set up. I have my Stucky Hail Light. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Dent glue gun. I have my black plate tabs. First thing I'm gonna do is clean it. After we clean it, what I like to do is kiss the clear coat with a little bit of heat. That way I remove all the moisture off, hoping that we have a better adhesion between the glue tab and the clear coat. Now, when I'm using a slide hammer, I don't want to over pull it and stretch it, because what that's going to do is cause more damage and more issues for us later in the repair. So what I want to do is to slowly walk this up. Now that this came up, I'm going to move this and kind of overlap that. And that's what we're talking about, that wave. A little 91% alcohol to release the glue. And that came up awesome. So you can see this is where it started, this is where we're at now. So what we're gonna do is overlap right here, do the same process. Almost made a little mess there. Once again, everything's going like we planned. We don't see any issues. And there's still a little bit of a slight crease, but nothing as deep as before. So the glue tabs are doing exactly what I was hoping they would do. Now when you're working with the crease, if the crease is going this way, a lot of times you want to work perpendicular. The The reason you want to let it perpendicular, that way you can actually see the true center or the bottom of the crease. That's why I actually have my light a little like this, and I can look down. For people wondering what type of glue I'm using the root beer glue. You can get this from the Dent King. You can also get it from Anson and most distributors. When it comes to slide hammers, the new Pull Master from B&D is actually my favorite. The reason it's my favorite is because a lot of times when you want to adjust your weight, you'd have to take the entire thing apart. Nowadays, they have these interchangeable weights. You can just slide them on and you can stack them. So this, I think, is originally a 2 pound. I can add a pound and I can literally add 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds and use it more as a body hammer. I love it. They also have washers on each side, make it more silent, just a little bit easier to work with. The only real adjustment I made is a few of mine. I have adjusted the tip for some of the Kiko systems. Other than that, favorite slide hammer. So right now, the repair's coming along great. At the end, you can see whatever made the indentation. There was a spot or two, I guess there's something on the back side where it actually made a high. So before I pull again, I'm just gonna do a little manipulation with my knockdown, and I'm gonna try to open up that crease, make it a little bit easier to come up. So I've gathered my tools, and now I'm ready to knock down. I'm using a Ullman pick set that I've customized into a knockdown. You can get this off Amazon for $12.99, and it comes with 6 different picks. A company called VIP now also sells this. Dent Craft knockdown with a VIP tip and Dent King paddle. The reason I like the paddles, a little bit more surface area to hit, as well as they have this little leather on the background, on the back, to go ahead and save it and soften it. Help you using your hands long term. So now that I've opened up the crease, I'm almost done with what I want to glue pull. Probably have 1 or 2 more pulls, and then we're gonna pull the light out, use some of our bars, and finish this crease out. As you can see at the very end, I actually stood up to make sure I could see down. I could put it in the very center of the crease. It's almost gone, and from this way, it's very minimal compared to where we started. But this way you can still see that sharp line. And that's where later we may have to open up a little bit, use the bars to finish this out. Now that we've done one pass with the slide hammer, I'm actually gonna switch to the mini lifter and come back the opposite way. And we're also gonna switch to the new Dent King blue glue. I've noticed with that glue, it's phenomenal with the mini lifter. And what I'm hoping is the mini lifter is gonna have a little bit more strength to take that crease and pull it all the way to the top, leave us with a little high, and then we're gonna tap down, pull our bars out. Now, with this new Dent King blue glue that they've come out with, I've noticed it really likes to set up, as well as it works phenomenal with the mini lifter. I haven't had that much success using slide hammer with it, but with the mini lifter, it's actually some of the strongest glue I've ever used. So it pulled pretty good, but didn't get this center out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to let it set a little bit longer. This glue really likes to set up. So we're gonna wait a whole minute, not 2 minutes, and pull. And if we're not getting the results we want, we're gonna go back to using the root glue. Now time to wait. All right, so we've let this set up for a good 2 minutes. Now we're gonna use our Kiko mini lifter and see what type of results we're gonna get. You heard the sound of that. This glue has been doing a phenomenal thing. Normally, I get all my glue from Anson, but this blue glue from the Ding King is changing the game and how we use mini lifters in our shop. It has pulled some of the biggest, deepest aluminum dents in my shop ever. Y'all need to check it out. And that did exactly what I wanted it to do. It pulled the center of the crease. Now we'll have to tap down. A few areas may have to open up, but this is coming along great. And someone's calling me. It's my dad, so I'm gonna have to take a pause on this and answer that. All right, so that was my dad checking in on me, seeing how everything's going. He's actually a metal fabricator, and he's helping fabricate another sign for my next shop. This had tons of time to set up, so let's see how good it pulls. Nice. All right, so we've gotten the crease up and we've got most of the center up. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the tail light, move my light down the bottom. That way I can cross check a little better, open up the crease need be, and then we put the bars in there and see what we can do. A lot of times I like to go ahead and put the hardware back in. The reason I like to do that is normally I have a lot going on in my shop. So if this car gets stopped on a project, gets put on pause and gets moved, we still know where all the hardware is at. That's been a problem with the shop as we've expanded and had more people in it. So if you look at this rear, it looks like we're gonna have tons of good access. I can go through any of these, also through the wire and loom. I can also remove these, need be. This is where the studs of the light go. And I can use any type of clip tool to pop those out. If you're worried about damaging the paint, you can use a plastic interior tool, but if you're careful, you're completely fine. So now that I have the light out, I have great access. I can move my Stucky light a little lower, and now I can cross check. Get rid of some of the highs, put my bars in there, let's do some pushing. So now that I've gone through, removed the light, opened the crease up, I'm now gonna go in there with some of my Ding King and Dent Craft bars and finish this dent out. All right. So I have pushed the majority of the crease. There's a fine line in the center, or a few pushes where I might have missed the center. So I'm gonna stop, tap it open, give me a little bit more surface area to push, and then go back out with my Ding King Dent Craft tool and push it, finish the dent out. just done one round with our bars and tapping down, and from this way, it looks fantastic. But that's not how a crease is gonna end up. We always need to cross check. And I can already tell just by looking at it this way without the light turned, there's a little bit of a wave. So now what I wanna go through is tap down all my highs and then see if I can adjust my lows from this angle and then go back and forth, cross checking, cleaning until this thing is done. We've now cross-checked multiple times and the crease is almost done, but what we're seeing right now is a few little compression points when we use the mini lifter. What happened, it was so much strength that it actually put little indentions from the feet into the panel. And so we want to pull those up, but they're super shallow. So instead of using a slide hammer with some glue that could over pull it, we're actually going to use cold glue and tap it up once or twice, and it should level out pretty well. And then we use a blending hammer and tap down to level everything else out and make this looking good. One thing that I didn't notice before, now that I moved the light further back, there's actually a crown a little bit down here. So what we need to do is go ahead and just wipe everything off. I need to take care of that crown that way, because I notice I'm pushing sometimes in the dent and it doesn't want to quite move. What it is the metal that's trying to move can't go because there's metal dispersed over there at the crown. So once I tap that crown out, that will free up some tension over here and allow that dent to release or finish pushing out. Now we're about 90%. It's time for our final cross check. I'm gonna go straight down here, pick out any lows or highs that we may have. And then once we're done, do a 360 around the entire dent, make sure everything looks good from all sides with the light and without the light. Once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and pull out the polisher, go ahead and polish this panel and kick it on the way. Let's finish this up. So now that we finished cross-checking, it's now time to polish the panel. We like to do this with every repair, just because the knocking down sometimes can create some marring, some light scratching. What we're gonna use, we're gonna use Sonex Perfect Finish, which is a great one-step. We're gonna use Rupes Yellow Pad Foam. This is like a medium to light cut, can also finish down. We use the Rupes Bigfoot. Now, anytime you're buffing, I always make myself, as well as my staff, use a headlamp or any type of lighting, that way you can see the reflection of what's going on. If you're buffing without proper lighting, you really can't see what's going on in the paint, and you can't give a proper result. All right, let's do it. So that was a crease repair, beginning to end. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Let's recap the video. We started with glue tabs from Black Plague, root beer glue, as well as the new Dean King Blue glue. We were able to get this pretty close, and then we were able to access the quarter panel by pulling the tail light and using Dent Craft bar as well as a Dean King bar with the tactical grips. After about 2 hours, we were able to get this thing completely flat. The customer should love it. We've cross-checked it, we polished it. We're good to go. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna start posting more after this. Y'all have a good one. And if you could, please like, share, comment, everything in between. Y'all have a great weekend.